This is the original equipment. This is his helmet that he wore on the crash day, ammunition belt that was strapped around him at the time. And he received most of his injuries to the right side of his body. And so as he described it, as he looked to the right and saw the remnants of the F-16, he turned and ran. And so this basically kind of protected his entire face, but he does have burns across the right side of his face. I've just seen this belt for the first time this week. It's the original burns from, that crash all around this belt. And I think the most jarring part of this, I asked him, what are these cut marks for here? And he said that that's where the medics had to cut this off of his body because these were melted into his sides. And so that's pretty jarring to think that happened to your dad.
15 people are confirmed dead in North Carolina in an accident involving 3 military aircraft.
The tragedy occurred when 2 planes collided in the air, and one of them crashed to the ground and plowed into a third plane that was parked on the tarmac. It burst into flames. Parts of the F-16 fighter that crashed then spewed fire and debris into a group of soldiers.
The paratroopers from North Carolina are on the first of 2 flights to come here. They arrived at Kelly Air Force Base and very carefully were loaded onto buses for the drive across town to Fort Sam Houston.
Bring another liner up, let's go.
As I got older, kind of really understanding what he went through over time and kind of realizing that he had to walk through fire through his accident to build the house and build the life that I have now. I couldn't imagine what that must have been like, and just the shock and horror that must have taken place that day. And then not even just that moment, but the 66 days afterwards of excruciating surgeries, recoveries, plenty of moments where he probably could have said, I give up. And if he said that, I probably wouldn't have been here. So. Being of service has been something that's kind of been ingrained into me, and he, just to his character, was all over the sports growing up. He was at every single practice, every football game. He was a part of the blow-up crew for the big inflatable that we run out of, and so he was always very, very present. And sports is something we certainly bonded over and really grew with over time. I knew that college was going to be, and higher education was going to be a, large financial burden for myself and for my family, and so I knew outside support was going to be needed in some fashion. I didn't know what that looked like, especially in high school, where you're just not very aware of what the support is for veterans, children is out there. And so thankfully came across Folds of Honor through my neighbor, Diane Nemechek, who is an absolutely wonderful woman, and she was able to kind of walk me through the process of applying for and receiving various scholarships with Folds of Honor.
Without golf, none of this happens. We're golfers. I mean, my passion is my country and the game of golf. And it was a few years ago, I just had this aha moment that golf is the only major sport in this country that does not observe the national anthem. And reached out to Commissioner Monahan a couple years ago, and his response, like everybody I've said this to, is like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it. But it's the right thing to do. And out of that conversation, we were able to form a formal partnership with the PGA Tour called Folds of Honor Friday. And our mission is unwavering, like that American flag, and that is to bring the national anthem to the game that we all love. You look at the National Football League, Major League Baseball, the NBA, all of these sports observe the anthem. So Folds of Honor Friday brings the anthem to golf on Fridays at either the beginning or the conclusion of play, but to take it one step forward and tap into the patriotic soul of the game and the people that love this game and play this game, we're asking players and fans to wear red, white, and blue.
OH. Special event for the first tee ceremony for Folds of Honor. Today we are going to be recognizing the commitment and the sacrifice of our military service members and our first responders who guard our freedoms and protect our communities.
We'll have over 60 tour events this year across the 3 tours participating in Folds of Honor Friday. And when a tournament raises their right hand and says, hey, we're going to bring the National Anthem to our tournament, we commit 13 scholarships to local families. And we've been super blessed. A lot of tournaments are coming back and matching those scholarships, creating opportunities. But first and foremost, when I look at Folds of Honor Friday, the mission is simple: bring the national anthem to golf. And it should be ever present like all the other major sports in this country. And then we've got the opportunity to continue to support these local families and bring players and fans together.
The need is still great, so thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor Foundation. Please invest in the charity. Please provide the funding that they need to give those scholarships to every single son, daughter, spouse that truly needs them. It will change their lives. So thank you so much for supporting Folds of Honor. Thank you for being here. Good luck to all the players and the caddies. And we're just delighted. So thank you for being here now. My late husband, Major Larry Boggess, is one of our nation's fallen heroes. We lost him in May 2007. He was serving with the 82nd Airborne Division in Afghanistan, and he went into Pakistan for a peace meeting with leadership from the U.S. and Afghanistan, meeting with leaders in Pakistan. And it was an amazing meeting. By all accounts, it was successful. At the very end, a uniformed Pakistani frontier guardsman raised his rifle and opened fire. Larry was standing between the shooter and his men on his feet. He took the brunt of the assault. He protected his men. By his actions, they were able to fight their way out and live to tell that story. Our daughters, Ryan and Ellie, were 6 and 4 years old when they lost their dad, and you can imagine how difficult that was. But the great people at Folds of Honor, that great team, came alongside us and said, we've got you. They said, we're going to help you educate your daughters. They provided scholarships to get them through high school and college. They are fully adulting now and super successful, and I attribute that to the love and support that we got from the Folds of Honor Foundation.
Yeah, when I look at that number, 62,000, and nearly $300 million of educational scholarships put out the door, I go back, I'm just glad we didn't quit. Things are hard, life happens. And that's what Folds is becoming. It's this place where people can go and be part of something bigger than themselves. And as we continue to grow, and we'll award 12,000 scholarships this year, north of $50 million. And the only reason we can do that is because people come alongside of us at Folds of Honor, because it feels good to be part of something bigger than yourself. The memorial, Mr. Nicklaus, Folds of Honor Friday, it's a dream come true. I really view him, he is our mission commander for Folds of Honor Friday, and to bring the national anthem to golf. I'm a little guy in Owasso, Oklahoma. He's the GOAT, and has been setting the standard his entire career. And I look at this, and I will never ever speak for Mr. Nicklaus, but I think he would emphatically agree that this is a really cool part of his legacy. His influence and his passion are as meaningful as ever in the game.
I always get emotional every time the national anthem plays, from hearing it every game growing up. From Pee Wee ball all the way to high school was always a really special moment for me, especially in the light, my dad's sacrifice, and we're just so blessed and fortunate to be able to listen to that anthem and then watch an amazing event. After really seeing this firsthand account and have done more research into the loss of life that day, I almost feel a sort of responsibility for all of the other children who were not born because of that event. And I'm thankful that I was, and he was able to survive that event and just taking it all in, I feel a lot of responsibility and gratefulness for, my dad and for his sacrifice. In my senior year, the football team has a kind of list of questions that they ask every player before they graduate, and one of them was, what did you want to be when you grew up? And it was investment banker. It definitely was a long road and a long journey to get there, between going from graduating high school to getting into the business school at Texas A&M, completing my undergrad degree, getting my master's in finance, doing all the internships, and so it was a very long road, and yes, I'm happy to be here.